So this is what I was alluding to yesterday, right? When I did the video yesterday, pranks going too far. This is kind of what I was alluding to, man. I knew this was gonna be on the docket for the day to check out. This video right here, man. The boy who died while filming a prank for YouTube. Let that sink in. The boy who died while filming a prank for YouTube. That sentence should never come together. Those words should never align itself together to form a sentence. Like, seriously, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm never gonna tell you not to have fun with your family. I'm never gonna tell y'all not to crack jokes and do little innocent pranks, bro. But where it gets tricky, I think where the lines get blurred is once people start achieving or seeing others achieve certain fame and attention and notoriety from these pranks, that they feel they gotta do it. And then when they don't get the same traction in their minds, they say, okay, well then I gotta take it a little bit further. I gotta go to the extreme. And that's where the danger lies, bro. It's where the danger lies. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So yeah, this is the video. I knew this was on the docket I wanted to check out. And this is the video I was alluding to yesterday. Let's check it out. Here we go.
And shot someone during what police...
Whoa. I feel like that's...
The prank gone wrong. A man shot someone during what police are called...
Whoa. I don't need no... My bad, bro. I noticed it.
The prank gone wrong. A man shot someone during what police are calling a fake robbery. They say it was all for a YouTube video.
I don't really know what's going through their heads. It's a little wild.
Investigators say when Starnes saw the knives, he took out a gun and started firing, striking and killing Wilkes.
And see, this sounds like, and a lot of these pranks where you be doing it on people that don't know, or random people that you don't know, you pulling pranks on, bro, that's dangerous.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys have been doing pretty good lately. You know, the world has been a pretty crazy place as of late. With that in mind though, in today's video, I'm going to be explaining how a 20-year-old kid from Nashville, Tennessee ended up losing his life for doing an incredibly dangerous prank because he wanted to be famous on YouTube. And honestly, this situation is incredibly sad, stupid, and could have easily been preventable if the people involved in the situation were...
And let's first of all, let's say rest in peace, condolences to the family. Let's do all that, man, before we go in on the story. I always want to pay respect, bro. You know what I mean? A life was lost here, so let's never forget that. You know what I'm saying? Let's pay respects to the family and the loved ones for their loss, bro. You know what I mean? Let's go now.
Were a bit more in tune with reality. Now, we all know that prank videos were pretty popular at one point in time on YouTube and have a pretty controversial history of being fake, staged, and scripted by using paid actors to create the illusion of it being real.
You gonna show me your car? Yeah. What's up, Mr. Tough Guy? What's up? We're looking for a person in an orange jumpsuit, so just be safe going into your...
And see, that's the thing they don't tell a lot of these people that look up to them and then want to emulate them in pranks, bro. A lot of this stuff is staged and y'all thinking it's real. So when y'all go out and do the real thing, y'all get different results and you're wondering why that you may end up in a fight or getting shot or stabbed or something going horribly wrong and why it didn't go that way for them. It's because a lot of their stuff was staged.
Your apartment, okay? Okay, copy that. I'm on my way.
Help me. This video is fake as shit. I staged this whole shit.
Bro, at least turn off the camera, please.
Yeah, some of these actors were atrocious. However, over the years, you had some YouTubers who took it upon themselves to actually go out into the world raw, uncut, and unstaged to capture genuine reactions from ordinary people put in extraordinary situations. And some of these pranks were incredibly dangerous too, like the ones with the rich kids going into the hood and messing with people.
Hey, you look like you're trying to get sucked. Hey, chill. Hey, chill. Yo, chill, bro.
What's up?
Problem, bro. Problem. Oh, shit.
Or the ones with people pretending to sneeze on other people. Now, I'm not gonna lie and act like I haven't laughed at this shit before, you know? Like the genuine reactions from these people, not expecting to be trapped in an elevator with a presumed psycho dressed in a Halloween costume, does leave me in tears sometimes. But let's be real for a second. If you plan on going out there into the real world and are trying to replicate what you see in these videos without first taking some serious safety precautions, you're just at that point playing Russian roulette with your life. And unfortunately, a young 20-year-old YouTuber whose name was Timothy Wilkes died because he and a friend decided to play this dangerous game with their lives while trying to film what is known as a robbery prank. And to be honest, I had never heard of this type of prank before until hearing—
I was just about to say, I've never heard of a robbery prank. I've never heard of that. Wow, whoa. You know what I mean?
about this story, and it's probably because most people wouldn't dare and try to attempt such a reckless prank, especially in a state where basically everyone is legally allowed to own guns. Timothy, however, didn't have this foresight to think of this and got shot in the chest while trying to attempt this kind of prank, and he later succumbed to his wounds. I mean, honestly, I feel bad for the kid, and it's really sad, but he should have known better than to sneak up on a group of random people at night trying to attempt a prank on people who don't know you or your intentions. Like if it were me and some random dude came out of nowhere trying to rob me, and according to the official reports, it said that Timothy was wielding a butcher knife. Yeah, like those big ass knives that professional chefs and home cooks use to chop and slice up meat in the kitchen before cooking it. And they said this all happened around 9:20 p.m. at night. You know, given that context, if I had a gun, I probably would have shot him too, because you never know what could happen. And you know, this story really irritates me because now some naive kid is dead. The guy who shot him has to live with knowing that he took a life, and Timothy's friend, who, you know, was there filming, and his family members who heard about the news are all probably traumatized by his pointless and meaningless death. I mean, so much collateral damage and unintended consequences coming from not thinking things through before actually doing it.
That'd be one of the worst calls you receive. Because in your mind, automatically, it probably comes to you at first, your son, or in this case, your grandmother, your grandson was killed in a robbery attempt. And you think in your mind like, huh? No, y'all got the wrong kid. He's not that type of kid. He's not out here trying to rob somebody. No. Y'all obviously got the wrong kid. And then you hear robbery prank. So you're like, this was a prank gone wrong, and my grandson had to lose his life and is no longer here? That's tough to hear, bro.
It's quite sad. Now, the shooter, which is a 23-year-old guy named David Starnes Jr., claimed that he didn't know it was a prank, and he felt threatened, which prompted him to shoot Timothy in the way that he did. And I can't blame him. He was just trying to protect himself and his friends as they were leaving an indoor trampoline park in Nashville, Tennessee. And according to this article from the BBC, it said that witnesses told police Timothy Wilkes and a friend had approached a group of people outside a family trampoline park in Nashville, holding large knives. Mr. Wilkes was then shot by a 23-year-old who told police he had no idea it had been a prank and had been acting in self-defense. Mr. Wilkes' friend told officers the prank had been for a YouTube video, and the source of all this info comes from the BBC. It's sad. Like, imagine risking your own life to go viral on YouTube so that you can impress a bunch of online strangers who probably don't even care if you get hurt in the process of entertaining them. I mean, you gotta get your priorities in line. Another article from Fox 59 covering the story also said that, and this is from a witness testimony, this is like a huge kids area, and when we were in there were a ton of tiny kids, and it's just like, that would not be a great idea, especially if anyone was walking out here or something like that. And she's obviously referring to the prank that, you know, Timothy and his friends were trying to pull. It then goes on to say that no charges have been filed and the investigation is ongoing. And in my opinion, when they are done and over with this investigation, I'm pretty sure they're going to conclude that this was indeed a clear-cut case of self-defense. And the person who shot and killed Timothy will not be charged for his own death. And in the rare case that he does get charged and it goes to court for some weird reason, any judge with an IQ level above that of a peanut will throw it out. Because, I mean, it's obvious that this guy, David, was scared for his life. But I'm pretty sure that it won't go that far. However, there is a person in this situation that could be charged and potentially jailed for partaking in this disastrous prank. And that's the cameraman, Timothy's friend, who was recording this whole encounter. And this is all based on some info that I heard from a local reporter in Nashville, Tennessee.
But a lawyer I spoke to says this video...
I see we was talking about that the other day with the video where the kid showed up and the fight got out of hand and the mom ended up dying. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's being charged in some kind of way for that mom being ran over. You know what I'm saying? You never know how quick things can turn left. Things can turn left, bro. Like, this is an unfortunate accident that happened. That should have never happened. Should have never happened. Should have never happened, man. A family is without their loved one today. This should have never happened.
Info that I heard from a local reporter in Nashville, Tennessee.
But a lawyer I spoke to says this video could mean legal trouble for that friend.
I'm sure that the people involved in this would like to characterize it as a prank, but it certainly seems to be a prank that went seriously awry.
So yeah, that guy may very well be facing legal consequences for recording this thing. So let this be a warning for all you amateur cameramen out there who work for these YouTube pranksters doing incredibly risky shit for clout tokens on the internet. And you know, there is one very important thing that I do want to clear up in this video that I believe everyone should understand before spreading any more bad information. And it's the identity of Timothy Wilkes. Now, due to some severe misinformation spread by multiple news outlets who weren't thorough enough with their research, they started using some picture of some random white kid named Timothy Wilkes. And I believe it's because they did a quick Google search by inputting the name Timothy Wilkes Twitter or Timothy Wilkes social media into the Google search bar, found some random kid who looks like he could have been the one involved in this situation without even verifying anything or even doing a proper investigation, and basically just rolled with it. And meanwhile, these news organizations are getting paid thousands of dollars off of using the wrong person. And I'm just over here shaking my head at the fact that I'm the one who has to come out and correct their fuck-ups. And the funny thing is, I have yet to see any corrections or retractions from these hundreds of organizations spreading misinformation. And I wonder why. Maybe it's because they don't actually care about the situation and are only in it for, you know, the money. In any case though, I did find this other Timothy Wilkes' Twitter, and after clicking on his most recent tweet from 2015, the mom of the wrong Timothy Wilkes came out and said, "Listen, this is an old picture of my son and he doesn't even have Facebook anymore. He doesn't do social media. This picture was when he was 15 years old. Please don't believe this mess. He is alive and great. He hates drama and so does my family. Please stop circulating this. I don't know if this happened to another Timothy Wilkes, but they are using my son's picture and he is alive and doing fine. A family member could see this and believe it. It's not my son. Thanks." And this was straight from her Facebook page, Betsy Wilkes 7. And not many people have seen this. Like, the millions of people who have seen this story so far still believe that Timothy Wilkes is a white kid. And in another post she made just after learning about this situation, she said, "Y'all, Timothy is okay. He is alive and well. He hasn't ever left Marion," and Marion being in reference to a small town in South Carolina. "I've had several people text me and PM me, and his friends have reached out. Also, his picture is circulating saying he died, but he is alive and okay. and has not been in Tennessee. Tennessee being the place that this prank / crime took place. And all I can figure is someone with his name died and they stole his picture. Well, the person who died didn't steal the picture. It was actually the stupid ass news organizations, you know, who just being dumb. She then goes on to say, I think it was a real incident, but it is not my son. Thanks for all of those who have reached out, but this is a picture of my son. And she then goes on to post a screenshot that has a picture of her son.
I'm surprised lawsuits didn't insure. Like, seriously, bro. like you gotta vet these things, man. Especially reputable news publication. Like, come on, man. You really gotta rep. yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine? Parents, your kid just pops up and it's like, oh, you see on the news your son has been killed in a YouTube prank. Bro, that could give a mom a heart attack or a dad a heart attack, bro. And it's not even their child. Like, man, don't do that. It was a big wave a couple years back where they were killing off people on social media. You open up a Facebook or Instagram and you see such and such died today. And then now you see all these people posting, oh man, rest in peace, this, that, and the third. And then to come back and say, man, what are y'all doing? That person ain't dead. Like, that was happening a lot on social media several years back, bro. It was bad. That's what made me automatically be like, nah, I'll wait till I hear some more about it before I comment rest in peace or say something or put up a post about it. Yeah. It completely broke me out of that.
In it, verifying the boy that she's talking about. And then upon scrolling down into the comment section, you can see all her friends and family members saying, thank God, praise God, unreal, thank goodness, and a whole bunch of other loved ones sighing in relief at the fact that it wasn't their Timothy Wilkes who got shot and killed. One person named Myra Adams said, wow, I wonder why everyone is using his photo all over social media without having facts. Another person named Joyce Bedell said, this is terrible for sure. I saw him in the last week or so backing out of your driveway. Makes you wonder why someone would do this. They probably don't even know who he is. And Timothy's mom responded by saying, they don't know him. There is a boy that did this crime and the media is using my son's picture because they have the same name. Mistaken identity. Honestly, I think Timothy's mom, Betsy, you're just being way too nice to these news companies. This is not mistaken identity. I mean, I guess it can be, but no. I think this is just more on the side of negligence and, rushing a story to be the first one to talk about it, for those sweet ad revenue clicks. It's all about money at the end of the day for these people. So, they couldn't care less about who your son is. But yeah, you guys can clearly see the type of damage misinformation can cause in situations like this. Like, imagine
I like how he put negligence. Pretty much saying you can get a lawyer. It's negligence. You know what I mean?
Actually thinking that your friend or family member, or say your mom, died in some tragic accident because it came out on the news with, a reporter talking about the story with her picture on the screen, and you're just in shock and trauma and you start crying. And then an hour later, while you're still crying on the couch, sobbing and, just a whole mess, your phone starts ringing and you see it's your mom's name. You pick it up and there's her sweet little voice. You later find out that this whole thing was due to bad journalism because, the journalist on the case found a woman with a similar name and found a picture of her and said, well, this looks good enough. Let's roll with it, boys. Chop, chop. Honestly, I'd sue for emotional damage, but, I'm built different. In any case, though, the actual Timothy Wilkes in this story that did end up losing his life, the one that these multi-million-dollar news organizations failed to get right, looks like this. What you guys are seeing here on your screens is the real Timothy Wilkes. And he was just a regular 20-year-old guy living his life and trying to make it through each day just like anybody else. He was the oldest of 3 children in his household. He lived with his family, and according to his grandmother, Shirley Berry, he was a good kid. He took his sister to prom when she didn't have a date and would play video games with his siblings. One of the most common things you would see is Timothy walking around with his younger cousins, following behind him because they just loved hanging out with him. And you know, in stories like this, people often try to dehumanize the person they're talking about by trying to act like the mistake that they made encapsulates their entire identity, when that couldn't be further from the truth. Because you see, Timothy was a college student working his way through a vocational school. And on top of that, he had been working at a Walmart since he was like 16 years old. Be it at work or school, he was a soft-spoken kid. And for the most part, he was pretty chill. He was only weeks away from graduating with a diploma in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning from his trade school too. And in June, he would have been celebrating his 21st birthday. You see, he had his whole life ahead of him as well. And now his heartbroken family went from preparing to celebrate his graduation to, unfortunately, preparing for his funeral. And it seems like his grandmother, Shirley, was the one who was most impacted by his death. As she said, "He was a good child, and when I got the news, it literally just took my heart out. I mean, he was a man, but to me, he's still my baby, no matter what." And his grandma used this incident as an opportunity to make her voice heard. She wants to make sure that no other family around her would have to suffer the same fate. To have to bury a child who went too far in chasing a little bit of fame on the internet. Sadly though, in this day and age, her message is more relevant than ever, when everyone with a phone has the ability to broadcast themselves doing incredibly dumb things for attention. And you know, it turns out that she wasn't angry at the person who shot her grandson, because I guess she completely understands why he did it. However, she just wanted to clear the air and make sure that people know that Timothy wasn't some common thug who was robbing people to get a laugh. She said he wasn't. He was a good child. He would do anything for anyone.
I could respect that. I could definitely respect that. You know what I mean? And I get it, bro. If you, like I was saying to the other day, man, kids nowadays, even as young as 4 or 5 years old, are mimicking what they see YouTubers doing. So they walk around acting like they're holding a camera, talking about, "Hi guys, welcome to my channel." It's becoming more and more of the norm. You know what I'm saying? So if he's guilty of anything, he was just guilty of wanting to achieve the same level of success as the people he followed on YouTube, and there's nothing wrong with that. Where he messed up was just going too far with it and trying to, you know what I'm saying? Just taking it too far, you know? And I feel like a lot of people need to start putting on their videos, man, you know, these pranks aren't real. Letting people know, man, like, this is staged, this is only for entertainment, all that type of stuff like that.
And yeah, I'm pretty much on that line of thinking as well. I don't think that this mistake should encapsulate his whole identity. Like, this one mistake that ended up costing him his life should not be the thing that he's most remembered by. Despite all that though, I hope that this is a learning lesson for any of you aspiring content creators out there thinking about filming yourselves, pulling deadly pranks like this without thinking things through first. Like, I'm not against prank videos or pulling pranks on people because they can genuinely be funny. But if you're going to be attempting a prank for a YouTube video, you need to make sure that it's one that does not involve any weapons whatsoever. That means no guns, no knives, tasers, baseball bats, blood. You know where I'm going with this. Because if you actually take a second to think about it, the person you're pulling this prank on may not know you or your intentions and could actually end up hurting you because they think you're genuinely trying to hurt them. It's pretty simple logic, but sadly, a lot of people seem to lack it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below.
Yeah, I agree with him, man. I agree. You know, condolences to that family, man. Condolences, bro. And you just hope you're never in that type of situation at all. That's tragic. That's tragic. You never want to hear boy dies from a YouTube prank gone wrong. You never want to hear that. Because you know that, like, in your mind, that shouldn't have happened. He should still be with us, among us, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But just something for you to keep in the back of your mind for those who do have aspiring content creators coming up in your family, man. Just remind them, bro. Just remind them, all right? It's your boy L, man. Y'all get at me in the comment section, though. Till the next reaction of my piece, y'all stay solid. Hey.